you know what? Let's capitalize this situation. Let's play the objective game.
Yes.
And they went in for the clutch. But as of now, let's take a look at the highlights here, powered by Yudu.
Thank you so much, Yudu, for giving such an amazing highlights. And now here, Terrence and I are going to walk with you, all of you amazing viewers back at home, on exactly what happened. Anyway, here comes a beautiful engagement coming from the side here, Team SMG, as they constantly apply even more pressure because they know they have a better initiation as well. It's also early towards this game, so they know they don't have a lot of items, so they kept a lot of pressure towards the Geek Fam. However, both teams, or Team Geek Fam and Team SMG, they're so good at the trades here. And Zon, this was his first turtle steal. I believe he stole 2 turtles inside this game, but the one who has the most important objective steal will still be Rynn with that final lord.
Yeah, we saw a couple of interesting plays as well. We talked about how Rynn was able to snowball his way in the early stage here just because of how much his power spike has become in the later stage game. And you see that they managed to drag this entire momentum in towards the base of Geek Fam. And Geek Fam needed a small opportunity here. And this is where the opportunity, I believe, began to fade off because they got the first pick off against Long. Rynn was in no vicinity to contest this, and Saijin was out of the position as well. And they have 4 members already committed in this fight. They committed for the fight to make sure that Ozoroveki got taken down, but unfortunately, they just could not do enough. They just could not take him down.
Yeah, and the best part about this as well, like, I think what happened is where Team SSG just made, like, or Saijin in this case, made a little bit of a small boo-boo because, like, after he was able to get a catch on top of both Rumble here and Fix. And after that, he tried to follow up with the Tyrant Rage, but sadly, instantly Ozoraki popped that Purify, so he was able to disengage. But what happened was Saijin saw Ozoraki, and at the same time, he realized that his Tyrant Revenge was about to go off cooldown as well. He was a little bit of overconfident because he was a little bit greedy. He wanted to try to go a little bit more kills, but literally underestimate the amount of shredding power and control coming from the side here of Rumble with that popular Koopa. Although Zion Senpai was able to pick up a beautiful initiation with the Phantom Asteroid, but they were a little bit out of position and a little bit too, most importantly, too close as well to the side of Geek Fam, who had 4 Purifies.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, they were just going in ham. Like, I feel like Ozoroveki was the biggest threat of them all from side team SMG, but this was the fight that actually cost them here. I think, like, when it comes to SMG, like, they overextended their play. They got a couple kills, but at the same time, the clutch moment from Rynn to get the double kill allowed, kind of just slowed down what Geek Fam needed to do. Like, Geek Fam thought, like, hey, he was out of position, let's kill him off. But the potential burst coming in from Rynn was just too much to be handled, and they lost that. I would say they won that fight, but at the same time, they could not have enough momentum to actually finish off the entire game because Fix was down. And if Rynn doesn't go down, it's understandable that they are going to get pushed back. So Geek Fam made the best call possible. But yeah, this is what I want to talk about as well. Like, this final moments, it was like, hey, Geek Fam is going to win this game. But if Goten was taken down in that fight and was not blocking the meteor shower coming from Ozoroveki, things would have went south for Team SMG because they needed Esmeralda in the following team fights to actually defend the creep wave. So that was a really clutch play there coming from Long in that engagement.
I mean, yeah, definitely for sure. That one clutch moment. But anyway, here is one of the moments where Geek Fam or Fix, on the other hand, was able to zone out Rynn. And remember, Goten was actually split pushing towards his power lane. So with Fix, with our dear friend Rynn, who was not actually in that fight, Geek Fam was able to turn that fight between a 4v3 and constantly punish them as well, since the rest of the members of Team SSG lineup is pretty much all meatbags here. But you see, this is one moment, right? Goten engages them and instantly Rumble committed the lockdown, his only lockdown skill on top of Goten. And Fix, he was a little bit down low too, so he was trying to realize whether it was Rynn trying to prioritize on assassinating himself or not. But the thing is this, Rynn was like, I don't want to kill you. I see your Lord. And this is like, I'm pretty sure this is like the 5th Lord inside the game as well. So
yeah,
the Lord's worth is more than Fix at this point here.
Exactly.
And the thing is this, like, remember I said earlier as well, Roger's damage and his ability slowly falls off as he gets super late into the game here. But same goes for any assassin hero.
Exactly.
So Rynn fully understands, like, alright, Lord is low, Goten's already soaking up a lot of CC skills. He's like, I'm just gonna hit this Lord. I have enough damage, and thankfully enough, they didn't really target Rynn after that.
Yeah, this is the point I was trying to say as well earlier on with Rynn. If he tries to solo the Lord, he's gonna get taken down. So this is what exactly happened to Feeks as well, because it was 32 minutes into the game. The Luminous Lord was so spiked up into a extent where if you try and solo, you're gonna take a lot of damage. In this case, Feeks, his HP was a little bit low. There's no way he can actually commit this fight. He went and go for kill for the Goten, but was it actually worth it? Because it was a decision between both Feeks and also Rynn. Go for the kill or go for the Lord. Rynn, make the choice. I'm taking the Lord, and guess what? Look at the Lord. Lord gave them opportunity to push in the crystal and allow Rynn to snipe the crystal. So there was great decision making between Rynn.
Yes.
It was definitely I would say a decision making between Rynn and Fix in the fight, and Rynn made the right call.
Yes, and also at the same time, Zorn also notices that Rynn was started to hit the Lord, and he was like, alright, he's not targeting Fix, he's actually going for the Lord. And sadly enough, Zorn sort of assisted him too, because he also committed his own retribution, and I believe that just made him a little bit more easier for Rynn to go for the pickup. But either way, I guess in that kind of situation when you're like, I wouldn't say panicking, it's just more like it comes down to the wire whether your retribution will connect first or his retribution will connect first.
I like that you brought out the point where Zorn saw this situation as well. Like, he tried to go for the disarm on the Rynn, but he already pulled out all his spells down to the last HP. It was just one button click, literally just clicking the retribution and clutching that moment. So props to Rynn, because Team SMG, this looks like a completely different team. And I like how Rynn stepping into the team here, he's proven himself. He's definitely the better team here. And my oh my, SMG is nuts. Like, I did not expect SMG to have a 360 turnaround, but this is a team you gotta fear, because we did not expect much of SMG coming from the weeks. Last week, they've proven us wrong with Saiyajin. This week, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rynn becoming the MVP of this week if he keeps up his performance.
The thing is this, right? I really had like high expectation from SMG ever since from week number 1. It's just that, sure, they didn't really have the best of starts. Some were really great, some was a little bit very tragic. But in this case, in week number 5, second last week, each team had to step up. And one of the first few teams we watched today was Team SMG. They really stepped up. Despite the passionality and the confusion and uncertainty, they still stick with what they fully understand, what they're used to. And best part of all, even with the laning coming from the side here for the laning game, the new lanings coming from the team here, both of the supports still managed to pull out the itemization they needed, especially buying that 2 masks. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is the post-game stretch. We're going to be seeing the rich guy himself is going to be Rynn here, who had the most gold. The carry is going to be Senpai, who had the most amount of damage. Saiyajin is going to be the Sandbag who tanked the most, and the forgotten one is going to be Ozoraveki, who was playing Chang'e.
Yeah, Saiyajin has been tanking so much in the team fight as well, and he was just soaking up so much damage, making sure that Ozoraveki has a really rough time.
But yes.
As the game progressed, we knew it was down towards the battle of mages as well, to a certain degree. Like, the main damage dealer was Senpai and also Ozoraveki. So no surprises that they have done the most damage. But Rynn, despite having very limited amount of damage in this overall team fight, but that's the thing about assassins, right? You do not do a lot of damage on a long-term basis. You're doing damage on a burst basis. In this case, Rynn has got a lot of clutch bursts that actually won them this game. A couple pickoffs towards Fix, a couple pickoffs towards Zoroveki as well. When that clutch 1 HP clutch double kill from him was just nuts as well, Rynn. So I'm not surprised that he's going to be the MVP, but based on the stats here, the carry is going to be Senpai, because he's just making sure that everyone from side Geek Fam does not push over aggressively. And time again, he's forced Arts to commit into him in a lot of fights as well, because like they need someone to just make sure that he's not in the most comfortable position in this case. But still, you have to give credit here. Like, game number 1, it was clear that SMG deserved that win. But game 2, it came down to one small decision making. Yeah, it could have went either ways. Like, if Fix got the Lord, things would have been in favor of Geek Fam. But Rynn got the Lord here, so that one decision just decided who wins this game, and SMG had the better hand.
I mean, definitely for sure, a lot of things come into play. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be bringing up the MVP of today. It is going to be Rynn with a beautiful Lord Steal and even the backdoor towards that crystal. Now, seriously, I expect he's going to be coming, although yes, damage-wise, it's not the most amount of damage, especially since he was the hyper carry assassin. But it doesn't matter. He's an assassin. His main goal is just to farm and just straight away jump towards his backline and get this objective. And his match KD, by the way, is going to be 10-2-3. 10 kills, 2 deaths, and 3 assists. Of course, the 2 deaths was because of one of the few moments when he had no choice to get. He was pretty much got piled on by all kinds of CC for the opposing team of Team Geek Fam. But in the end, he was still able to take the win, and I love the fact he actually brought up the military world, because he told himself, like, alright, I'm a very objective guy. There's no point for me to be doing a lot of damage. He's getting slowly towards the later part of the game. He just wants to hit that crystal because that's pretty much all that was left in that base.
Yeah, and I like how they actually played it as well because like there are big, huge changes coming to this team. Rynn stepping up, replacing Smooth of that roster, and also one of the biggest surprise for me was Long because Long we're used to seeing playing on assassin role, but him playing the fighter role